end up in toxic relationships because we don't stand up for ourselves early on when red flags occur. We let them slide because we fear losing a companion. How long do you let disrespect and neglect go? At some point, you have to develop healthy barriers for how you're going to be treated. You're responsible for your experience. No one else is. Bam. This is like another video I made where it's like you don't need the last straw to let people go. Especially people pleasers, as I used to be a people pleaser. We overlook toxic traits and we overlook those red flags because we're trying to be liked. We're trying to prove ourselves to people. We're trying to show up so that we can be approved. What will happen is we'll experience something, a toxic trait or a red flag, and we'll feel it deep down in our soul, but then our mind will start to just do its thing, convince us otherwise, like, oh no, that's not bad. Or even that person might try to convince you because maybe you've already tried to make a step, or maybe you tried to fall back, or maybe you had a shift in your energy and they picked up on it. And now they're trying to approach you to where, they hope you don't find out. They hope you don't let them go. You end up causing yourself more harm because you decided to overlook these traits. And then we eventually become bitter. We become hurt. We experience traumatic things because instead of us placing those healthy barriers around us, we've allowed people in who are toxic and who are only going to tear us down. Sometimes we fear losing a companion or losing someone, but this is where your self-love has to kick in. And you have to love yourself more than experiencing pain. You have to love yourself more than deciding to settle and to accept toxicity or to accept abuse or disrespect. You have to love yourself more. And you have to say, hey, I would rather be alone than be disrespected. I would rather be alone than be lied to. I would rather be alone than be manipulated or to be in this toxic relationship or situation. I'd rather be by myself. I love that rhetorical question of how long do you let disrespect and neglect go? A lot of us allow so much disrespect in our lives because we truly don't love ourselves. We don't know who we are. We end up in these bad experiences that shape us. They can make us bitter for life. They can make us depressed or discouraged. And it's all because we fear letting somebody go, or we fear disappointing that person. But listen, if your mental health is being compromised, if you're experiencing all of these toxic traits or red flags and it's not good for you, it doesn't matter who you offend. It doesn't matter if you're letting these people down, because your truth is you are experiencing heartache, and this is not what you're supposed to experience in any type of relationship. You shouldn't be experiencing that intentional heartbreak, involving yourselves in things that you shouldn't be involved in. The best thing that you can do is to set up healthy boundaries to protect yourself. If people try to cross them, then you remove them. If you see early on that something is toxic and something isn't good for you, feel that deep down in and let them go. Don't try to figure out, I just want to see how we can take this, or I just want to see if they'll change, or maybe they got potential. No. When they show you who they are, believe them and release them, because you will save yourself so much pain, so much heartache, so much letdown. God don't want us to go through half the stuff we go through, but he allows us to go through it, one, because we have free will, so we can choose what we want to experience, but also he allows us to go through those things because he wants us to learn from our mistakes and see people for who they are, and to lean more into him and to trust him that these people are no good.